You can find me on Twitter. You don't know how Twitter works? Just find yourself a young person. Find yourself somebody just young, one of the little young people, and get them to set up your Twitter account so it'll beep your phone device. You know what your phone is? Your phone, the things that slavery's based on. It's our curtain cotton. So, as I get set up here, oh my goodness, I've been being edumacated, y'all. The last 24 hours in the real media has been off the hook. I'm not talking about the lying media. I'm not talking about that nonsense most of y'all watch. I'm talking about the real media. They've been lying in the media, but they telling the truth in live stream. It started off last night with trying to go to bed. Brother Chris and a new sister came up, and I'm sorry, I don't remember her name. We friends now. You can find her on my Facebook. And they just started dropping truth bombs like you wouldn't believe. I need to post a video. I'll post a video later. And they were just basically talking about childhood and growing up and how we got here. You know, the poor communities, and they mostly talked about the African-American community, but the poor communities, they're the canaries in the coal mine. You want to know how you going to live and how things going to work out for you down the road? Look at the poor communities, the poor African-American, Hispanic, the poor white communities in Appalachia, different places like that. That's our future. That's our future of if we don't do what the next live streamer did, which was Brother Harsh Med. I had to post this video too. And Brother Harsh brought it in with, if we don't completely collapse this system, if we don't replace the system, we don't need any more Band-Aids, the whole damn thing has to go. We need to start from scratch. So, and his was a deep video last night too. Came straight correct. Did some good impressions too. And thank you, brother. I appreciate you doing an impression of me. That's the best flattery I could ever have. That was fun. Oh, y'all got to see his Bernie. I'll post his video. Y'all got to watch Harsh Med. Y'all need to subscribe to him too. And then the last one was this morning. Oh, Ty done brought it home. Ty, oh my goodness. I was watching Tide and I watched a little RT. I posted that video. Oh my goodness. You know what you can do? Because we always want people to watch us. I don't want you necessarily to watch me. So outside of aliens and ancient archaeology, if you took every video I've made over the past 2 months, you get it all in Ty's 20-minute video. So it is an absolute requirement, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, class, that you got to watch the last video Ty posted. I was watching this morning. It is a physics impossibility that I didn't crash listening, driving here to work, just with the truth coming out. It was just phenomenal.
I've seen defense of that paradigm.
Amazing. Listen to this for a minute, class.
Quoting them as if they're going to protect you from other people. This to me indicates that you probably don't know much about the history of corporate law. I mean, I don't really know that much about it, but I do know its foundational basis in the most generic of senses. I mean, you can hear people talk about that, but there are plenty of great experts on that subject.
Corporate law.
They go into how this can work. How the corporations are not benevolent at all. They weren't designed to be benevolent. Actually, being benevolent is actually counterproductive. It's actually illegal in many cases for them to do something for the populace. So that's really the interesting thing, is that you think that when Burger King takes the side of net neutrality that they're doing it for, you know, actually the judiciary told them to specifically do benign acts so that it would give the guys that they actually cared about you and were not completely destroying everything for profit.
I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna go too much in detail. I want to talk about it. I'm not gonna talk about it right now. We'll get into it in a minute, but I need you to watch this video. This video in 20 minutes will tell you what the hell is broken in the world. You need to watch. This might be one of the best live stream videos I've ever seen. Summed it all up from soup to nuts. So you got to watch that video. But I'm just gonna say, so there was one part of the video. Oh my gosh. So talking about corporate rule, right? Like, this is how we got here. And this is, I'm sorry, I'm on that little kid head. I'm sorry, little white kid. I'm sorry. Let me rub his head. I'm on his head. Sometimes I get excited. I forget I'm on a live stream and on a green screen. But it's corporate rule. That is the problem. And so I was laughing because, like, you're basically going to the abuser, asking them to stop the little abusers from abusing. It's like, because we were talking about gun control for a while. And it's just like, You're going to the most violent government in the world and you're asking for a peaceful solution. You're going to people who are required to not give a damn, right? Because corporations run them. They are not malevolent. I can't even speak. Malevolent. Damn it, give me my coffee. My tongue, I get tired in the morning. They're not malevolent. I still can't say it. Damn it. Ty's smarter than I am anyway. They're not malevolent, something like that. They're benevolent, right? They got to make profit. They cannot, their job is to not give a damn, right? The politician's job, the corporation's job is to make money. The politician's job is to not care. It's to do whatever the corporation tells them to, because profit is the bottom line. So they don't give a damn. Now, like a psychopath, they know that you give a damn and they're supposed to care like you give a damn, but they don't give a damn. Their job is to not care, but make you think they care. And so I was crying. There were about 5 parts in this video that I almost died laughing. It is just, it defied physics that I'm alive right now from the truth bomb humor that came out of this video. But one of the parts I loved about, I said, you I said, you're basically, you're going to people who don't care to ask you to protect you from hillbillies. Hillbillies with guns. You're asking people who do not care at all to protect you from the populace, the hillbillies with guns. Like, you're asking for sympathy from those who, they don't have any damn sympathy. They don't care how you die. They put fluoride, an industrial toxin, in the water. They don't care how you die. And you're actually begging them to protect you from hillbillies with guns. I'm just dying. And hillbillies who weren't even at the scene of the crime. They weren't even in the vicinity. They don't do nothing. Hillbillies don't like to be around no metropolitan areas and schools. They like to stay out. So I'm dying. So hold on. Oh goodness. I sometimes I lose my mind a little bit. So I was in class. I was in between Chris, Harsh, and Ty. Y'all gotta watch it. But so I made me act. So I act a fool. Sometimes I see stuff. I kind of act a fool. What do you mean, Jethro? You mean trying to tell me that they said we had something to do with some shooting? I wasn't even over there. Damn it, I was at the tractor pull. What the hell are these people talking about? These people crazy out their mind. Listen. So wait a minute, hold. Let me get this straight, Jeffro. Let me get this straight. I don't even know his name, but I'm gonna call him Jeffro right now. So you trying to tell me that they're gonna get the government to protect them from us? Damn it, I was just hunting some ducks. I wasn't even in the area, in the vicinity. I don't even know what the hell they talking about. What is wrong with these people? Don't they realize that they're going to the biggest arms dealer in the whole damn University of the Milky Way damn galaxy, putting guns in every damn country, putting guns in the hands of children the age of 10 in the Congo and everywhere else so they can fight to get the bowl of rice. And they're going to go to that government and they're going to beg for that government to protect us from us? What the hell is wrong with these people? These people suffer from some mental illness. This is why I'm telling you, it has to do with some of them drugs. The drugs they take, they always try and take them damn drugs, just screwing up the mind. The boys can't even think right. I'm sorry, I laugh so hard from what Ty posted this morning. I can't even do this straight. Hold on. I can't even do this. I can't even keep a straight face. All right, let me get serious for a minute. Hold on. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh my gosh. I'm just the last 24 hours it's just been just some special love and sanity. People, this is where my hope comes from. This is where my hope comes from, the fact that I am not the only person that sees this bullshizzle. I am not. I feel good. And why I laugh about this stuff all the damn time is there's so many smart people who understand how this works. There's so many smart people who are putting in neat little packages so that you can watch it. So you got to watch those 3 videos because they laid it out. It was so, listen, I don't know how God works. I don't even know what God is. By the way, God, it was just confirmation in these 3 videos that just like really laid it out, really clean, simple, and stupid. That, well, where's my text? I don't have my text. They laid it out real clean, simple, that we have a mental illness that's going on where people are attacking the side effects and not dealing with the root cause. Corporations run the damn government. So anyway, let's talk about God for a minute. So I don't know how God works, but it was just confirmation and a blessing to me to hear what I heard over the last 24 hours. But y'all know who behind me? Y'all, we in Tibet. That's a Tibetan pyramid. I always got to touch my little ancient archaeology because it's important for us to know. We don't even know what the hell we are, so we shouldn't be murdering, killing people over resources. We don't even know what the hell we are. Shiva back there, y'all. That's a pyramid in Tibet. You didn't think that was a pyramid? I think it's a pyramid, you know. But there's ancient. They call them myths. I don't call them myths. I call it when the Tibetan people and the ancients tell you stuff. It's because dumb. You're supposed to shut up. You're supposed to listen. They said that when the snow melts, the Shiva is in that mountain. They believe that Shiva is in that mountain. It's buried in that mountain. When the snow melts, the eye will be revealed. And I find it interesting that this mountain looks a hell of a lot like an eroded pyramid. The only problem with that theory is that if it's an eroded pyramid, it has to be millions of years old. Millions upon millions. I don't believe that our ancients just told stories. Anytime a human being goes to great lengths to pass down information, I believe that there's probably something to it. So anyway, I don't know how God works, but I was blessed to hear these 3 live streams. And I don't want to go through too much in detail because I want you to watch the video. I don't want to like give away a lot of the punchlines, but that was the basis of it. And so I was blessed to really sit and listen to, I'm sorry, because I'm trying to give people credit for what they do, the phenomenal work and discussions that they have. But I'm getting old. I don't remember everybody's name. I think it was, all right, I forgot. I think it was Jessica. I'll post it, but and Chris had a conversation, right? So what they were walking through is how the media and the television programs children. It literally programs children to do precisely what they want, which is to land them in prison. And it's not something that they're doing to poor kids. They're doing to the middle class. And even some of the upper class kids, the lower upper class, are falling into this nonsense because only we live by these rules of what these children will do in their violent acts, and we'll land them in prison. And that's how they make a whole lot of their money. I'm sorry, you know what? Let me back up. Let me back up. Oh my God, I was laughing so hard. And then it was even followed up with it. There was a video on RT. It was a crosstalk, and they were talking about the Russia, Russia. And it just amazes me the clarity of thought that some people have. It's just like they want you to talk about the 13 Russians, the 13 warriors, what's going on, and it basically keeps you from actually talking about the problem. You're so focused on the side effect and the lies that you're not even paying attention to why the system is broken. It's because they don't have to fix it because you're too, I was going to say the bad word, you're too special. Let me say it that way. You're too special to really focus on. Corporations running your world is a really bad idea. I'm going to say it slow. So, corporations that are, oh my God, profit-based. Corporations that are profit-based, they are required by law to do what is most profitable, or the board is breaking the law. Corporations that are required by law to only give a damn about how much money they make for their investors, not caring what humans they kill, how many, how horribly bad, run your government. They make every decision, which is why we always talk about the people who seem to get this. And I joke about Bernie. I had some fun with Bernie, but Trump is not the problem. He's a symptom. Bernie is not the problem. He's a symptom. Obama is not a problem. He's a symptom. He's to get you dummies, you special love people, special people that we love, fighting over what is not the problem. Hillary Clinton is the damn problem. All right, no, she's not. No, she's not. No, she's a symptom. I know I'm getting in trouble. All right. She is a symptom. I didn't even greet people this morning. Hold on. Let me see. I might be in front of the mountain talking to my damn self. Who is anybody up this morning? Oh, Ty is in the house. What's up, Ty? Oh man, you blew me away with the video. Blew me away this morning. I can't give it enough props. Just it was succinct. One day I hope I can be smart as you. One day I want to be able to just say what I gotta say and it can just come out in a little bite chunk. Because the only people that watch me, we sitting here had discussions because I can't, like, my brain doesn't work that well where I can crunch it up the way you did. You perfectly lined it out perfectly, started with corporate law and walked through the problems of all of this is side effects and none of this is real. Trade is not real, people. There is no trade. And I can't say it because you said it so perfectly. It's smart. I say it the best I can. But basically, it's not trade. It's a corrupt oligarchical bribe system to get really cheap products from slaves in countries that they didn't murder, the government didn't want to do what the West wanted to do. So they murdered thousands, if not millions of people and forced the rest to make cheap stuff and mine things so that we can get cheap crap. It's not trade. There's no trade in that. That's something that the mafia does, right? That's when the mafia comes to your flower shop. I don't know if they still do that in New York. They come to your flower shop, and you got to pay them some sort of bribery, fee or something. And if you don't pay them, they'll burn down your flower, your candy shop. Had a 50-cent on the candy store. Anyway, so who we got? Brother Steven is in the house. Good morning, Marilyn and Buddha and Sean, brother Chris, man. You know what? I'm loving those interviews. You keep blowing them out, brother. Keep blowing them out. Manuel, good morning. Hey, Andrew, loving your videos, man. Keep up. Chris, Mark. Oh, man. Okay, we got everybody. Gabrielle is over here. Okay, Sandra. All right, we got everybody. I think we have a quorum. Rochelle, I can't give shout outs to everybody, but I want to make sure that everybody is here so we can have a quorum. Don't want to talk to myself. We gotta come together, y'all. But we have to come together mainly on one specific point. Corporations running the damn world is a bad idea. I think the pyramid, why do I love pyramids so much? Because the pyramids are signs to us that we were so much greater in the past. We had the ability to do so much that we can't even figure out how to do half of that stuff today. That's what all these ancient megaliths are there for. To me, it's a sign that the people who came before us made a hell of a lot of mistakes. And they built a whole bunch of crap for 1%, busy just cutting bog. And some of y'all think they use a chisel, and I don't know how y'all think they use a bronze chisel to build some of these massive pyramids, but they spent time working on all of this crap all over this planet. And to me, it's a sign of there's always a 1% of a 1% giving us a hell of a lot of busy work, hell of a lot of work to do, getting us focusing and doing things, the side effects, focusing on side effects and not the actual problem, which is we all sink or swim together in the 99.9%, and the 0.01% have nothing, absolutely nothing that they care about when it comes to our day-to-day life. Their job is to keep us busy, to make them money, give them lands, and fight with each other. And that was another point in the video, Megapolis, that I was watching in these 3 videos, is they want you to fight with each other. They want you to blame the other side of the populace. Like, think about it. I don't like going to the gun control because some of y'all really still believe in this fantasy that it can work in the United States. It can't. Not yet. I don't think guns should exist, but we're not there yet, right? When you have government control, right? When corporations don't control your government, when you have government control, people get rid of their guns, right? There's a peaceful approach to doing gun control if you don't believe guns should exist. And then there's a violent approach to it. The peaceful approach is fixing your government, taking your government back, making it about being human, making it for human beings, making it something that our kids in the next generation aren't going to have to take up guns and die destroying. Right? Being an adult, taking that back. And once we deploy peace in a society, people have less reason to have guns. When people can, and it's the war on drugs, same thing. When people can grow their own medicine because they got a lot of pain because they served in the military or they just have some ailment in their body, when they can actually grow their own medicine, they don't need guns. Like that politician said, I hate quoting politicians. I think they went extinct, but they're just all supervised for corporations. But what he said drug dealers have guns because they can't hire lawyers. Think about that. 90-some% of all the guns in America, they're not there from hillbillies. Don't make me go back to my hillbilly. I go back to the hill. Don't make me go back to. They're not there for hillbillies and gun nuts. 90% of the guns in the street, and especially the ones that are doing the crime, the illegal ones that are murdering people, are there because drug dealers can't hire lawyers. They're there because they got you focused on this mid-tier issue, this non-root cause issue, that the war on drugs is actually doing something other than killing a bunch of people. It's not doing anything, you know? So don't fight with your neighbor that, oh, I don't want you growing cannabis in your yard. This is a good law. No, it's not. When you take freedom, we spiral down into this loss of freedom for everybody. Phenomenal things. They were just nailing in these videos, but they get the kids early, you know, but these concepts, they don't exist. Trade isn't real. Half the stuff on television isn't real. And that's what the Crosstalk Talk was about this morning. Media is all a lie. Like the mainstream media, the word media shouldn't even be there. It's not media. All they do is they give you talking points and things to get the populace arguing with each other. All people who are all going to suffer together because they can't look back and see these pyramids and realize we always seem to make the same dumb mistakes, you know? All right, I'm trying to look at some of the comments. I'm not touching the news this morning because these three live streamers blew me away. Y'all blew my mind. I can't even look at the news today because I'm just like, you know what? It's all a lie. And half the time, like, I think that's what the only reason some of even look at international and alt news is you want to process through it and try to see what's real. You know, you want to go through it and try to help people who struggle with not understanding that gun control is not a thing, right? The people who say we need gun control, the leaders who hand it down, they get money from the NRA, dummy, loved one, special person who just doesn't see it yet. They get money because every time you talk about gun control, it sells more guns, right? Every time you fight with your neighbor over it, they get upset, they buy more guns. You know, the pharmaceutical industry that are giving all the drugs to the people doing the gun crimes, they're making money because they're taking more psychotropic medications that nobody's talking about. You know, they don't end the war on guns that'll get guns off the street. And so the pharmaceutical companies can sell more drugs. It all links together. It makes perfect sense. And it'll drive you crazy. It will, which is why I don't, you know, stay away from the side effect issues, arguing side effects, and focus on the root problem. If you get corporations from stop writing the laws that keep you chasing your tail, we actually can take things back and it solves all of these problems for everybody. And it's really based in this concept of you don't have the right to tell your neighbor how to live their lives. That's what that's what we have to swallow. And to me, when is unity going to come about? Unity is going to come about when you stop telling people what the F to do. That's when you start listening to your religion and your Bible and your free will and you leave other people alone. When you just let people be, people can have a discussion. When you want to take people's rights, when you want to assault them and take things and take away from their ability to feel safe in their own homes, when you want to tell them what they can do with their genitals, when you want to tell them what they got to do with their babies, they got to get injections, when you tell them what kind of water they got to drink, when you tell them what goes in their body, when you tell people how to live, that the kids have to go to your schools, that's when people don't like you. And unity can't come about from people who don't like each other. People don't like you because you're an authoritarian. And it's not your fault. Not your fault. I used to be an authoritarian, right? I used to buy into this too. And we didn't really realize we were being authoritarians. Nobody likes a bossy miss. You know, you got a little girl used to run around in daycare and always telling everybody what to do. You got to block. I'm gonna tell the teacher on you that. You know, the bossy bee, busy bees, always worried about what everybody else is doing, not worried about what they're doing. Nobody likes an authoritarian. Authoritarian, I can't say the words some of my friends say. But I can say jackass. An authoritarian is a jackass. I used to be a jackass. I used to walk around hee-haw. And I think that what you want to do is think about not being a jackass, not doing jackassery, and letting other people live their lives. Stop getting behind these ideas that you're going to go to your government, people who are not sensitive, people who don't give a damn about you or what you think, to assault your neighbor because you don't like something that happened. All right, so, and all to me, and it's funny to me because it all kind of came about when I was a child. I was this thing called a Democrat. I don't know if y'all heard of them. They went extinct. They don't exist anymore. You now just have departments, and political parties don't exist. There's departments of corporations, but they were called Democrats. And I believed in them, and I went along with them until I read too many of the laws that they actually write. Until I realized what the Social Security, Welfare Reform Act of 1990 something. And I realized that they wrote a law that turned human trafficking back on in America. They wrote a law that actually got parents after divorce to fight over their children. To whoever got the kids, they got the most money from the other parent. They destroyed and broke the family. The poor, and then the single parents who had the kids who didn't have enough money, they used child protection to go in and take the money. They had something called Title 4D and Title 4E. And Title 4E basically said a child to the CPS, to the foster care system was worth something like $250,000 per child that you take from a child from a parent. And this was paid from the federal government. Once I realized how sick, just completely maniacal, monstrous that these Democrats were, I'd go meet with these politicians, they'd look in my face and they'd smile at me and they'd hug me and they'd just tell me how much they cared. And they would go vote the other way and just didn't give a damn because the states needed that money, right? The family court system was the only profitable department of most states and still is, minus cannabis. That's when I said, but, that's when I left the Democrats, right? Because you people are evil. I put you in the evil category. You people are evil. A lot of people didn't see it. I only saw it because I'm a little weird. I've been doing activism a long time. And then I went to the Republicans. So, okay, the Republicans in the Republic, and I learned about the Constitution and stuff, made some sense, started following that, looking at that, and then I realized, wait a minute, y'all lying us into wars. And y'all keep talking about state rights, but you don't ever give the states more rights. You keep talking about stuff that you're not doing. You keep putting this Constitution in front of me, but you don't ever follow it. And then lo and behold, got us into wars where now 5 million people around the world are dead. 5 million of my brothers and sisters, from the soldiers to the people they've killed to where the bombs drop, they're all dead. I can't be a Republican. Why? Because you hate everything, and the conservatives were over there. But it was very clear that you hate everything that this God stands for. You hate everything. You can't stand. You pick and choose out your little Bible the things you want to follow, and the rest of it, you say, F God. We're going to do whatever the hell we want. So I can't be no Republicans. I walked away from that too, because y'all crazy as hell, and you're just evil. You're just evil. You're not heading for a good place. It's going to be hot and bubbly. I don't know if it's I don't know anything anymore, but I know that y'all ain't true. That's what I know. And I moved to the Libertarians. And I'm sitting here working with the Libertarians. Okay, y'all done kind of got it. Got the Constitution. Y'all got some liberty. The liberals don't know what the hell that means, but y'all got the liberty thing down and making sense, But then I ran into this brother named Peter Joseph, and I ran into the Venus Project, and I ran into the Zeitgeist movement, and I realized, whoa, but this is sick. Like, the Libertarians had more of the story, but they didn't have a whole story, right? Because if you have capitalism that's unregulated, like it's supposed to drive economies, but if you put a dollar and a monetary system between a human being and its life, that monetary system will always get a point where it's murdering people for wealth. It always will. And so the Libertarians missed that portion of it. You know, and so this is where I am in no man's land. No man is an island. I'm in no man's land because I realize all sides in this are crazy out of their damn minds. They are. You know, and that's why I think that we can't be in a place where we're siding up, because every side is a side effect pusher. They push these side effect talking points on people who are good people. They're good people. I think about some of the things Ty said. I can't say it. I can't say it because y'all have to watch the videos. Not fair if I say it. You need to watch the videos. But they push very intelligent people, because you are, who just doesn't have all the data, into supporting talking points that are completely illogical and make absolutely no sense. You're going to people who don't care with things you care about to get them to solve the problem. And it doesn't make any sense. There's no logic in it. The whole paradox, the whole thing is a fantasy. And this gets back to Brother Harsh's video. We have to replace the government. And that's not a revolutionary talk. That is not a violent statement. Gun control is a violent statement. War is a violent thing. Because like I said, gun control actually is war. I mean, what is war if it's not taking guns from people who you want to do something with, right? And that's what gun control is, sending men with guns to go get guns from other people. That's called war. That's a violent solution. So we have to be about peaceful solutions. We can talk about it, but if we're not going to be about it, it's pointless, right? You can't have monster warmongers that you talk bad about and you're anti-war, but you're pro-mini-war. You got to leave people alone. But so what Brother Harsh was talking about is, yes, we do have to replace the government. And you don't do that with guns. You don't do that with guns. You do not do that with violence. Why? Martin Luther King showed us that, right? Look at the examples of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. If you want to bring real change, lasting change, sustainable change, it has to be by winning public opinion. It means that you have to be smart. It means that what you say has to be real and true, not true-ish. It has to actually be true, because people who listen to true things, people who can go down to the facts of what you're talking about, we all actually come to the same center understanding. And this is why we have a family here online. Facebook, leave my family alone. I love you, Mark. I love you, Mark. But leave us alone, man. Because we all come from so many diverse areas, so many diverse communities, different political parties and understandings and religions, and we all focus on facts, and it brings us all to that same point. Now, we all don't agree all the time, but damn it, we're close, and it's getting closer, and it's really based on this concept of it's okay to be wrong. That's all we're saying. Be wrong. It's okay to be wrong. Because I'll sit here and I'll watch Brother Chris will talk about something. I'm like, man, Chris, I don't know if I agree. I don't know if I agree. Chris put the facts out. I'll kind of, next week. I said, okay, I'm sure and then Brother Bill will say, and I'm talking about people who are just so, they're not even from the same planet half the time. You look at some of my friends, they're not even from the same planet. Brother Bill is out somewhere got the beard, the redneck thing, got the shotgun, Ty in the city. Ty, oh my goodness. Ty, listen, I love you. I don't understand. You got to teach me some things, but I love you because you're you. That's what I love. You're you. You know what I mean? And Brother Harsh, half the time he flipping, fixing his hair and stuff, doing impressions. And highly educated brother, and I'm just sitting here listening to people talk, Brother Chris just comes with that reality, hit you in your jaw, but they're focused on facts, and we don't always agree. Debbie come out. Oh boy, don't let no guns go. Our sister Debbie come out. Some guns happen. It ain't happened. That ain't not, and I don't always agree. I don't have to agree. I don't have to agree. They are a part of the populace, right? They are a part of the populace. Claudia. Oh, we all gotta do some hard work. We gotta get in the earth, and we just gotta grow, and no automation, don't need no tractors. We gotta do ourselves, There are a lot of things that I don't agree with, But the fact that these are intelligent people who are forming their own opinions based on facts means that I should be listening. And when you take people from all of these diverse, wild places, my God, Claudia in Vermont with the damn grizzly bears, you know, it's cold as hell up there. You take all of these, and she came from another country, and she lived in DC. Like, you take all of these people, and I think it's kind of like how we evolved, right? People walked all over this planet, and they learned all kind of things, and they shared that information of what they learned. And if you were really intelligent, you listened. You didn't go be offensive to them as an authoritarian and start some kind of fight. You shut up and you listen. And I don't think that's any different. I think us being tribal hunter-gatherers sharing information back then is exactly the same way it is today. You want to find people who are from areas that you completely don't understand, worlds that you can't even fathom, and get them to tell you what they think they know or what their experiences are. The opinions that they form based on their critical thought. And that gives you this thing called a global intellect. Right? We are a collective all over this world for people who are actually interested in the truth and actually talking about facts, not people with agendas because they want to try to get something from you or take your land or take your guns or, you know, get you to pay for their health care, right? We can have all those conversations, but not right now. Right now, corporations own all of us. All of us. They take rights left and right every day. Anybody you put in the office, a presidency, Congress, Senate, all of them. Might be one or two. I like to say one or two, but the one or two are crazy, right? Because they are in a sick department trying to say some truth. Got little Rand Paul over there screaming, "Stop putting black people in prison." And then the black people got me like, yes, put black people in prison. And like, none of it makes any sense. None of it. It's just the craziest thing because the whole system is sick and the whole thing has to be replaced. Right? Like, we laugh, but don't ever forget the seriousness of this. This whole thing has to be replaced. And it doesn't get replaced going to them and asking them to give us more little band-aids for some side effects that they don't give a damn about. And they know in 4 to 8 years it's going to get reversed anyway, so they really don't care, right? Because it all works together. All of these political parties report up to the same people. They report up to the same department, in the same departments and corporations. So I get to a point where I'm ranting. I'm just doing this soapbox thing because it's just how the day goes. You learn something and you want to share it. And I'm like listening to these four people talking, putting together all this information into this package. And it's like, this is what's important. Russia is not important. Russia does not give a damn what you think. Russia wasn't even over. And if Russia did something, it's far significantly less than what we do all the time, every damn day, right? You need to talk about the root of the problem. We have a Justice Department that believes in no justice. We have a Department of Justice couldn't give a damn about department. You got to take the J out. It's just department. It's a department of, you know, because justice isn't there. We have an FBI. It's not in control of itself. It doesn't even know what the hell it's doing half the time. Or maybe it does. The corporations certainly do because the corporations run all of this. So, man, I'm off ranting. I'm sorry. I was supposed to be looking at some comments. I'm just, oh man, it was an amazing night. It all just lined up, and it's just like, man, it's perfect. And just, you know, this is what we have to, because if we fix the root problem, all the other things iron themselves out. But you got to stop attacking other people who did you no harm. You got to stop attacking other people whose lifestyle doesn't have anything to do with you. Stop attacking people who you got your property line, they got theirs. Leave them the hell alone. It's not your business. Stop being a busybody. Stop going to people who don't like you and they don't like your neighbor to get them to do something against your neighbor. That's just dumb, you know. But we have to enlighten people. And I'm sorry, I use some words sometimes. It's not dumb. It's just, it's an ignorant thing that people don't really know how the world works. We need to spend more time talking with people and empathizing with people, not going to government to get violent solutions to force them to do something, and we pretend we're about peace. We talk about love, you know? Robin said, liberal used to mean open-minded, promoting peace, tolerance, equity, and justice, reevaluating your personal beliefs and worldview. Yes, it's what it used to mean. Doesn't mean that anymore. That's why people, somebody said the other day on my thread, they were telling me, they said I was a progressive. I was like, I'm a what? Don't be cussing at me. Hey, you hold that stuff, because they give you these names, but these names don't do anything that they say, right? The liberals, they hate liberty. The progressive, they are not progressive at damn all. Look at all the laws that have been written. This is not progress. This is corporate rule and looting operations. You know, look at the Democrats. They hate democracy. Even Jimmy Carter, their president, even said this is not a damn democracy. The Republicans, they don't have, you think they like the Republic? You think they got anything to do with the Republic? They hate states' rights. They're busy writing up laws just to force the states to do more things. You know, and it's just, conservatives, oh my God, I love y'all to death, you know, but y'all don't read your Bibles. You have no idea that your religion is about love. That's who Christ is. It's not about taking land in Palestine, and, you know, your religion is about love. If Jesus were here right now, he'd be with the Palestinians. Do you understand that? Do you read your Bible at all? No, because people go with what the leaders say. And I'm not coming down on conservatives. I'm not, because this is not that, I'm not that person. I'm just saying that we all have the same sickness, and it's a sickness of a very small view, a little portion piece of the pie, and not looking at the bigger picture. You know, and to me, that's what all these gods say, whether it's, you know, Jesus or Shiva, or Buddha, Tao, microbiology and fungi. We got some damn pyramids. They all pass this word down to us that we are great. Now, mind you, we are in a universe that's great, full of a lot of other greats, you know, but we are great, but we will never be greater until we stop being violent with each other. Until we stop telling each other how to live and what to do with their body parts, even what to do with their children. Let people raise their kids how they're supposed to. All right, what we got? So just spent last night reading about Tibet and the holy mountain Kali's. Wow. Oh, okay, Elizabeth. Yeah, I was just looking at it this morning. It blesses me. I like to look back, but yeah, I don't think the Tibetans were crazy. And like the idea that Shiva's in the mountain, and I think you can educate me on it, but I think they talk about there were two different species or cultures that kind of populated humanity, but they lived underground. They came from underground, which sounds really crazy if you said it 20 years ago. But now that we have archaeology that shows us that all of these groups of people on every continent went underground during these cataclysms, and they stayed there until the cataclysms were over, and then they came up out of ground. I was listening to one the other day. It was a Mexican culture, and they, you know, they actually went underground. They said we had to go underground because the sun went away, and the sun didn't come back for a while. And that sounded crazy years ago, but now we know that the poles shift, and the sun, you know, where the sun shows up, you know, that all changes. And the Egyptians said that. So we know people went underground. So the idea that the Tibetans said that, you know, these cultures came from underground and, you know, they repopulated the earth. Now, mind you, they could have just meant the Tibetan region. But to me, it's an indicator that they said some truth. That's the time when you shut up and you're like, whoa, uh-oh, somebody put hollow earth. I got my flat earth people out here. Yeah, hey. I don't know. Yeah, I ain't been in the earth. I have not been in the earth. I've not been in the earth. My government always lies to me. As far as I know, Middle Earth down there. You know, it's Zalron, Calron, what's his name? They all down there with the Hobbit people and little hairy feet and stuff. Why would I say I don't know? I meet somebody who believes in the hollow earth and flat earth. What does it benefit for me to look at them and say, you're lying, you're stupid, you're crazy, you're a conspiracy theorist? How does that benefit humanity? In what way? It doesn't. It benefits my ego. It means that I can take my ego and put it out on the table and say, I'm better than you because you stupid, because you believe something that I don't believe. You dumb, right? That's why I love my alien friends. Why? They say stuff. I was abducted. Aliens have my babies. Okay, damn, really? whoa, back in my head, I might not believe it, but what does it gain my kids? What does it gain the future generations for me to offend them, for me to stand up and pretend that I know something that I couldn't possibly know? It just gives me an ego bump. We got to stop being egomaniacs. Listen to people, let them talk. So I'm glad you studied that, sister. That's off the hook. You got something interesting. Send it to me. I love to read. I love to listen to videos and lectures a little more, just because of time and things. I can do things and I can listen. But if you got something to send me, go ahead and send it to me. The good news is your outlook is shared by more people every day. We are reaching critical mass and emerging new values that evaluate humanity all over the isms. Yes, brother Kevin, thank you. I always appreciate your content, man. I appreciate your feed. You always feed me some delicious, well, succinct, intelligent things. Love you to death, brother. And that's spot on. And that's why I'm so hopeful. That's why I am. You know, are we meeting a critical mass? I don't know that to be the case. I just have a lot of intelligent friends, but every day I find more. Every day somebody else wakes up and they're like, well, you know, if I posted that Bernie video, and I it's funny, I just started going around, but if I posted that Bernie video about 6 months ago, they'd have cussed me out left, right, up, down, backwards, and forwards. But the fact that so many people who embrace Bernie now actually see that he's going off the shelf, his shelf life, they can see that there were people, why did they follow Bernie? And I like Bernie. I didn't follow Bernie. I like Bernie. But why did they follow Bernie? They followed Bernie because Bernie was saying everything's a lie. Bernie saying Hillary Clinton was foul. And everyone jumped into that. But these were intelligent people. Because when Bernie started doing the foul, when Bernie started supporting the wars, they were like, whoa, Bernie, hey, whoa, what are you doing? What just happened? And now he came out and he just said, listen, you're all Russian trolls if you say the things that I said 6 months ago or 8 months ago when I was running, a year ago, I don't know, I forget. And they were like, something just happened that's not right. Because that's what intelligent people who don't have agendas do. So don't hate on the Bernie-crats. I don't know what they are. I don't know if they're anti-Bernie-crats. Now, I don't know, but don't hate on these people, because when you see people acting intelligent who are standing up for ethics and morals, and they're saying, whoa, that's not what I said. Don't hate on them. A lot of Trump voters who are standing back and they're like, whoa, brother, we didn't, it's not what you said. That's a sign of intelligence. That's intelligent people who don't have agendas, who want actual change. That's your ally. Don't offend that person. Don't say stupid things. Don't say special things. Like only racist people voted for Trump. If you actually believe that, you need to stop reading the Washington Post or CNN or Fox or whatever you want. You are brainwashed. You don't really understand what happened. You need to talk to more people and try to widen your information, right? Don't offend people who you need on our side as human beings to get these corporations out of our government. The fact is, Trump was the change candidate. He said the right things. I don't think he's doing the right things. I think he's a corporate guy. And he's a rich prick, but he said the right things. That there is a deep state. That the corporations, you know, that the controls in our government, the globalism, that's got to stop. Now, my personal opinion, he's more on the nationalism, corporate, corrupt, you know, just my opinion, and what he's doing. But he said the right things. But when they say the right thing and they do the wrong thing, then if you are going to maintain your integrity, you got to back away from them, or it takes from your integrity. And this is why I don't have any labels, because I don't want anyone to be able to take away from my integrity. If you say something wrong, I'm going to say that's wrong, and this is why I think it's wrong. I'm not going to stick with you an agenda, because what did the guy say the other day? Oh, you know, you're dangerous because we got to get Trump out of office. I'm not scared of Trump. Wasn't scared of Obama neither. Obama came and said the right things. You know, he didn't do the right things, you know, the corporations and globalism and all of this nonsense. But when people who see that, say that, that's who you need to friend up. That's who you need to have words with, right? Positive words. And people who don't get it, don't have negative words with them either. They may down the road. But if you are wearing a label and you are fighting with the populace in any other way, you're trying to take their rights, you're agreeing with your government, your party, your people who are with you, you are doing precisely what the 0.01% want you to do. You are controlled. You are brainwashed. We all were, so it's not a thing of judgment. But these people are very intelligent. They're psychopaths. They know precisely what they're doing, and they know how to get you emotional and following their agenda and following their talking points. Be a critical thinker. Question every damn thing, everything that comes out. And when people question things, just kind of sit back. If you don't believe it, just sit back and let it, because the truth is what we need. There can't be any more secrets. Self-empowerment. Yes, Brother Mark. You got to think for yourself. Everybody's got a brain. Yes, Brother Mark. Yes. Everyone's got their own brain. Why in the hell would you think for somebody else? Like, that's what happens when you come to me and you start telling me about the hollow earth and flat earth. I don't know. Do they still believe that we're on the back of turtles? I don't know. But when you come to me and you say that, for me to like slam you, it means that I don't respect you as a person. I don't respect your ability to think. Why would somebody who I don't respect show me any respect? How are we going to come together on any points? How will you even listen to my information and we can even have a discussion if I've already slammed you? You know, don't be a jackass, right? I was a jackass. Don't be a jackass. I think that might be today's message. Don't be a jackass. You know, don't hee-haw. Yes, the whole system is rotten to the core. Time to start over. Thank you, Rebecca. It is time to start over. It is time to hit the reset button. What does that look like? I don't know. Don't know. I'm not that smart. But what I do know is today does not work. And anybody who is condoning today, anybody who's lining up the next person to vote for, the next, law to right to take away more rights, because that's all the law is. All the law is taking more rights from people and giving more in tax dollars or fees or licenses or forced purchases to corporations. That's all the laws are for. Anyone who's doing that, I love you to death, but you're brainwashed. It's the system that we need to take down. We go down a few more comments and I'm gonna box this up and knock it down. Labels and boxes, yes, Jasmine. They got us with labeled and boxed, tagged. I like cow ears. People are tagged. They're herded into certain parts of the damn farm, and the oligarchs are farming these people. They don't actually have their own thoughts. They're not utilizing any critical thoughts. A lot of people don't want to learn about how the world works. Yes, Crystal, that's right. A lot of people are scared. And that's another reason not to be a jackass, because a lot of people are actually scared. Do you know how scary the idea is to some people that we actually don't control anything in our government, which is why they don't do any damn thing for us? That is a very scary thought. It's a very scary thing that people talk about this word revolution. Like revolution, you don't want that. We're talking about the Patriot the other day. You don't want a war fought in the neighborhoods where you live, and just to ask somebody who lives in Palestine, ask somebody who lives on the Gaza Strip, ask somebody who there's a brother live down the street, Coatesville, not too far from here, Coatesville. And he says, you know what? I have to move away from here because at nighttime we sleep on the floor. And I was like, why the hell do you sleep on the floor? Because they're shooting every night. Bullets flying through the walls. And he said, none of this is on the news, but every night they're out there shooting and it's never on the news. People get shot and murdered all the time in our town and it's never on the news. No one's ever talking about it because they don't really want people to know that our country's falling apart. If you like the sound of that, you taking your kids and like putting them in steel barrels and putting them on the floor so they can sleep at night so you can get your revolution, there's something really wrong with you. Right? When people actually come together, it's more of us. Damn it, watch the movie Ants. They did it on Ants to the Cockroaches. We don't have to feed them no more. It's more of us than it is of them. Unfortunately, some people got to come out first. And what was that, Z? And he got stepped on. And they beat him up and stuff. Some people have to speak out first, but that's okay. That's okay. I'll be one of those. If I got to be the Z, I got to be stepped on. I got to be thrown in prison. They got to shoot me, give me cancer, whatever. Then bring it. Bring it. I'm an old dude, live my life. I got good kids and I want them to have a better future. So whatever you want to do, bring it. I'm not scared of y'all. I don't care. Right? This isn't about anything other than the future of this planet and humanity. Love people, yes. Departmentalization. needs to end. Oh, brother Mark, okay, departmentalization needs to end. Yeah, and that's kind of how they do. They segmentate us and they get us in these what they call media ghettos where they just feed you information and you just sound like you're. I love my family to death, y'all. I don't shoot. I do, but I can't talk to them. I can't. I can't because it's like you get so much of this information. You have so many friends in so many different parts and pieces of the world and the country from all these different walks of life and these different faiths and alternative lifestyles and all this wonderful stuff, beautiful stuff. Weird people, I love weird people who do something I don't do. I love the most because they can teach me the most. And then I go talk to my family, not all of my family, some of my family, and they don't see it. They're still in the media ghetto. But if you sit there and you read that paper and you watch that one television station, you will be precisely what the 1% wants you to be. They have everybody departmentalized. And the only way you can break out of that is your own, in your brain, you have to realize that you're being played. And you got to say, I don't want to be played anymore. You got to realize you are the abused wife. That's what you are. I've sheltered so many abused women in my past. It's the craziest thing. I didn't had people come after me. One with gun, one with a gun once. But that's my place as a man in the society is to make sure that other men aren't hurting women. And that's what I do. And that's what I did. I don't care if you're the husband, right? Like my family, we don't call the police. That's not how this works. You roughing up somebody in our family, that's it. There's some good times to go to prison, right? There's some good times. You have to stand up for what you got to stand up for. But all right, somebody's talking about Hollow Earth, the ant people, with the Hopi Indians, and they talked about it too, how people went underground to live. How does the moon get different shadows if the Earth is flat? Oh, Andrew, we're not going there, brother. We're not gonna go there. Rochelle, oh, you're not a flat earther. That's okay, sister. It's okay if you are. I'm good with that. The only thing I ask if you are a flat earth or something like that, just teach me, right? Don't talk at me. Teach me. That's all I want. Somebody told me the other day I'm not open-minded enough on my thread. I was like, I'm not open-minded. I don't. So let me explain. I have friends who are white nationalists. I have friends who used to be in the KKK. I have friends that are on every fringe that I can think of almost in this world. If I'm not open-minded enough, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. And some people have said, oh, why you have white nationalist friends? What the hell's wrong with you? They're human. And I'm not stupid. I can read. I understand that people become what they become for very good reasons. You can debate about why they became what they became all you want. I look at the studies of what the behavioral scientists say. Poverty brings about a lot of this, right? The same reason that the white nationalists become who they are for the same reason that people in the ghetto and the hood become Bloods and Crips and triads if you're in China. Same damn reason, scarcity and poverty, right? So why am I going to hate them because they have this belief? My only thing is if you're peaceful. If you're peaceful and you're not like killing us, hurting people, I have no issue being your friend. Why wouldn't I be? And how are you going to change anyway if we aren't friends? How are you going to, if you were raised to believe that all black people are monsters and they want to kill you, they got afros and they want to kill people like Brother Johnny said, Brother Johnny who's in the Klan and with the pastor. I used to post that. I haven't posted that in a while. But you love changing people. You don't force change in people. You don't go to the government, get terrorist laws against them and gun control and crazy stuff. People change when you show them what they were taught was wrong, right? It's like, what I love, one thing I love about Brother Bill, man, Brother Bill, I haven't seen a lot of stuff from him. They must be censoring the hell out of him, or I don't see it. He'll sit there and go through it and people look at him like, who is this redneck? They're like, see the trucks in the background in the woods and they see the beard and stuff. They're like, this crazy redneck, what the hell? And then Brother Bill will come and hit you right through your jaw. And once you find out he has black grandkids, boom, loves them to death. Those are his babies. When people don't ever judge a book by its cover. And when people get to know other people from the other side, it's like, wow, we are all the same thing. We're just being fooled. So anyway, I don't know. If I'm not open-minded enough, damn it, Sometimes, yeah, I'm blown away by, yeah, I'm just like, whoa, really? Is that what y'all do in y'all community? Okay. I'm good with it, you know. All right, let me see. The video is especially funny. Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny. It was a fun thing to do. I saw when Bernie started saying stuff. I couldn't believe that. 30% of the Hispanic vote went to Trump. Andrew, thank you. A lot of people don't that. A lot of people don't know that. But you know, I think, Andrew, people are starting to wake up. I think they're actually starting to see that. Like, I'm not hearing as more of that ignorant Trump stuff as I used to. We need to work with people who voted for Trump. We need to work with people who voted for Clinton. We need to work with people who voted for Jill Stein. And that's another good question. Why in the hell is Jill Stein the only politician that ain't called me a name? They all done called me some names. Oh, I love me some Jill. But, you know, but even the Green Party, you know, how you don't change a corrupt system from within? You don't go sit down and play Monopoly and one person has all the properties and go sit down. Oh, can I play? I used to do that when I was like 5 years old. You know, my brothers are playing. One of them got all the properties, own every damn thing. And I go sit down. Oh, can I play with y'all? You know, and I'm like, I don't have no properties. I just got a little bit of money. And the whole goal in Monopoly now is, right, because if you don't own any properties, you ain't got no money. So what did I do? I would always just go around the board and give them money. Think about that. You can do two things in Monopoly if you don't own any damn thing. You can go around the board and you can give your brothers money and you can go to jail. It's the only things you can do. Give people money and go to jail. That's why we're all on the same team, you guys. That's why we got to get serious about this, and we got to get serious about acting like adults and fixing this world. Corporations run the world. It's not a good thing, and there is some sort of a mental illness that gets people to protect it, and only facts and love will love that out of people till we get back to a place where we can get humanity back to evolving in the right direction. So anyway, this is Gerard coming to you from Tibet and the pyramid that's eroded, built by some aliens, and Shiva in the pyramid. Love y'all to death, man. Y'all have a good day.